think it's mainly business that gets in the way. You know, there's always politics, and unfortunately that prevents us from getting a lot of the fights that we would love to get.
Promoters not liking other promoters, managers not liking promotions, is that one of the aspects of fights not happening?
Yeah, without a doubt. That, networks, you know, like people that are signed with one network can't fight on another network, or, you know, they're signed to a promoter who has a contract with a network, so it's hard to get them to get approved to fight for another network. You know, once you get to that TV level, it's really hard to stay an individual and be able to fight on multiple networks. You don't see that commonly. Normally you see somebody picked up somewhere and they're contracted with somebody for X amount of fights, and you'll see them on that network for a certain period of time before their contract runs out, and then you might see them go somewhere else.
Is that the gift and the curse with TV?
Yes, without a doubt, without a doubt.
Can boxing exist without television?
No, I mean, I don't think anything in this day and age can exist without it. I think it's really great that there's a lot of streaming applications out there right now, and you can get a lot of this, like these smaller, like club type shows through different streaming applications. I think that, you know, what some of the bigger networks are doing are great, that they're giving the ability that fans can, you know, literally watch it on their phone wherever they are. I just think that the sport's kind of changed. You don't traditionally see boxing fans anymore. You see fans of fighters now. So, you know, people are consistently following this fighter because of this reason. And instead of, I'm just a boxing fan, I don't care who's fighting, I want to watch the fights. So I think that, you know, that's also a gift and a curse. I mean, I think that it's great because when you work with certain guys, locally or globally, you know that you're going to have a really good turnout, whether it's on pay-per-view numbers or ticket sales. But at the same time, you can't just throw a fight together and assume that you're going to have a couple hundred people show up to watch your fight, or that are going to rent the fight, or whatever it may be, just because they're boxing fans anymore. It's not like, oh, I like football, so I'm going to watch Sunday Night Football regardless of who's playing. Like it's just not the same.
So that takes me to, is it more important for you to be an accomplished fighter, or is it more important for you to be a popular fighter?
This day and age, I'm going to stick with my roots and say it's more important to be the accomplished fighter, even though I think that there's a lot of perceptions of it's more important to be popular. But you can be popular all you want, and then you can end up being embarrassed if you don't have the right skill set. So ultimately, you got to have the skills, you got to be able to back it up at the end of the day.
Does social media automatically transition into ticket sales, like Instagram followers?
No, because you can have all the followers in the world, but if you're not willing to hustle, you're not always going to get those ticket sales, because, you know, everybody wants to say that they're friends with somebody, and it's easy to do that if they're following you on social media or you're following them. But how many people that are on your followers are actually physically buying a ticket to, whether it's a local show or following you out to another city somewhere? Like, that's not always what it means.
Is streaming apps the future of boxing?
I think so. I think that's already evident. I mean, I think that you see it with some of the other, like the big networks. You'll start seeing them offer things in streaming, which, you know, 10 years ago they weren't offered in streaming. Then you got other networks that are, you know, strictly streaming. So I think that for a long time we're going to have to keep the traditional signal delivery options, like through cable or whatever it may be. But ultimately, I think that, you know, streaming is going to be it for every type of content, or you wouldn't see the NFL making a deal on Thursday Night Football with a streaming only application.
Right.